Let's complete page 365.
Bharadwaja said, Lord, I am now free from the subtle body and I am swimming in the ocean of bliss. I am the indivisible self, which is the supreme self, and which itself possesses the two powers of consciousness and unconsciousness. Just as fire thrown into fire becomes indistinguishably fire, just as straw, etc., which are thrown into the sea, become salt, this insentient world, when it is offered into the infinite consciousness, becomes one with it. Just as a salt doll thrown into the sea abandons its name and form and becomes one with the ocean, just as water mixes with water and ghee mixes with ghee, even so I have entered into this infinite consciousness. I am that Supreme Brahman which is eternal, omnipresent, pure, peaceful, indivisible and free from motion, which is devoid of gathering and scattering, but whose thoughts materialize, which is free from merit and demerit, which is the source of the universe, and which is the supreme light, one without a second. Thus should one contemplate. Thus does the mind cease to be agitated. When the movement of the mind has ceased, the self shines by its own light. In that light, all sorrow comes to an end, and there is the bliss which the self experiences in itself. There is direct awareness of the truth. There is none but the self. Valmiki said, Dear friend, if you wish that this delusion known as samsara should come to an end, then give up all actions and become a lover of Brahman. Bharadwaja said, O Guru, your enlightening discourse has completely awakened me. My intelligence is pure and the world appearance does not stretch out in front of me. I wish to know what the men of self-knowledge do. Do they have any duties or none at all? Valmiki said, They who desire the liberation should engage themselves only in such actions which are free from defects and desist from selfish and sinful actions. When the qualities of the mind are abandoned, it takes on the qualities of the infinite. The jiva is liberated when one contemplates. I am that which is beyond the body, mind and senses. When one is free from notions of I am the doer and I am the enjoyer, as also from the notions of pain and pleasure, when one realizes that all beings are in the self and the self is in all beings, and when one abandons the waking, dreaming and deep sleep states and remains in the transcendental consciousness, that is the state of bliss which is infinite consciousness. Immerse yourself in that ocean of nectar which is full of peace. Do not drown in diversity. Thus have I narrated to you the discourse of the sage Vasistha. Steady your mind by practice. Tread the path of wisdom and of yoga. You will realize everything.
So most of it is story. The only important part is in the second paragraph, middle of the paragraph, that he has become one with Brahman and light and everything. The last part, when the movement of the mind has ceased, the self shines by its own light. Are you getting this? You didn't have to do anything else to experience the isness. Just the movement of the mind had to slow down and cease. The isness was there. That light is there. The self is there. The Turiya state is there. Are you getting it? You didn't create it. You didn't make it happen. It is there. It is there even now. But right now, I might be lost in thoughts, concepts, ideas. That's why I don't see it. Clear? So only when the movement of the mind has ceased, the self shines by its own light. In that light, all sorrow comes to an end, and there is the bliss which the self experiences in itself. This is the state that we have to target to get. Now you have just tasted the isness. After this, You have to just come to that state and be established and in isness where you experience your own self. Self is experiencing the self. Awareness of awareness. You can just be. You cannot see. You cannot touch. You cannot taste. So there is no experience which is tangible to the five senses. Are you understanding it? When the self experiences itself means awareness of awareness. Just being there. Yes? And beyond that it's indescribable because it's void. There's nothing to describe. Super clear, that part? There is direct awareness of the truth. There is none but the self. That is the final understanding. There is none but the self. The rest again is story, again coming down to what Valmiki said, the last paragraph. They who desire liberation should engage themselves only in such actions which are free from defects and desist from selfish and sinful actions. Are you getting it? Again and again he emphasizes on sinful actions. Again and again he emphasizes on defects. Because that can take you away from your isness. Even if you get enlightened, you can slip. Ravana did that. He was enlightened and he slipped. So, you have to desist from selfish and sinful actions. When the qualities of the mind are abandoned, it takes on the qualities of the infinite. This will naturally happen. This will naturally happen. Then you will understand when I say that you act from the isness. You speak from the isness. Then you will understand spontaneous action. Why? Because the mind has taken on the qualities of the isness.
So right now, for example, if you are in isness and whatever she explained, or if you are in isness, you don't want to do anything. So
But the highest state has not happened to you.
So that means that I am going behind, but my mind and the thoughts are still there.
The I and you is there, Dvaitam is there. This is speaking of the state where you reach Advaitam, where the I drops off, the ego drops off. When you just realize, oh, the self exists, self is you. Because the same self is here, is there, is there, is there. Oh, it is only God that exists everywhere.
So then, when I want to ask a question, and
the mind has taken on that flavor of that isness of God. And God is doing, God is talking. That's where you reach the highest state, I am God.
But right now, when I talk, when I get out
you get out of
so
the
the
isness.
mind takes over again and it is
because of Dvaita. The I and you is still there.
Okay.
Yeah, remember the Sufi poem I used to keep talking about? The I and you is here only, it's not. It's right here.
And you can feel when you move out, you will feel the Tadatma immediately. Like you will feel that you become one with the mouth and talking. You become one with the eyes and seeing and trying to.
Yes.
There's a dirty feeling, right?
Yeah,
like
there is a
paying
dirty
attention.
feeling. It's like you don't want to get
out of the isness.
Yeah, it feels like evil.
Yes. Again and again come back to it. Again and again come back. The jiva is liberated when one contemplates I am that which is beyond the body, mind and senses, when one is free from notions of I am the doer and I am the enjoyer, as also from notions of pain and pleasure, when one realizes that all beings are in the self and the self is in all beings, and when one abandons the waking, dream and deep sleep states and remains in the transcendental consciousness. That is the state of bliss, which is infinite consciousness. Got it? These are the few stages again that will happen at the last. You will realize you are not the body, mind and senses, stage 1. Then you will become free of notions of I am the doer and I am the enjoyer. This is all happening in Turiya, in that isness. You become free from notions of pain and pleasure. And you realize all beings are in the self and the self is in all beings. And finally, you abandon even the waking, dream and sleep states. That's it. It's so simple. You become one with Turiya Avastha. अरे कितना easy, अभी तो you reach there almost. Immerse yourself in that ocean of nectar which is full of peace. Okay. Last page, 366.
Valmiki continued. Seeing that Rama had become totally absorbed in the self, Vishwamitra said to the sage Vasistha, O son of the Creator, O holy ones, you are indeed great. You have proved that you are the Guru of this Shaktipat, direct transmission of spiritual energy. He is a Guru who is able to give rise to God consciousness in the disciple by a look, by a touch, by verbal communication or by grace. However, the intelligence of the disciple is awakened when the disciple has rid himself of threefold impurities and thereby acquired a keen intellect. But, O sage, please bring Rama back to body consciousness, for he has still many things to do for the welfare of the three worlds and for myself. All the assembled sages and others bowed to Rama. Then Vasistha said to Vishwamitra, Pray tell them who Rama is in truth. Vishwamitra said to them, Rama is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Creator, Protector and Redeemer. He is the Lord and the friend of all. He is manifest variously, sometimes as a fully enlightened being, sometimes as if ignorant. In truth, He is the God of gods, and all the gods are but His part manifestations. Blessed is this King Dashrath, whose son is Lord Rama himself. Blessed is Ravana, whose head will fall at the hands of Rama. O sage Vasistha, kindly bring him back to body consciousness. Vasistha said to Rama, O Rama, this is not the time to rest. Get up and bring joy to the world. When people are still in bondage, it is not proper for the yogi to merge in the self. Rama remained oblivious of these words. Vasistha thereupon entered the heart of Rama through the latter's Sushumna Nadi. There was movement of prana in Rama and the mind began to function. The jiva, which is of the form of inner light, shed its luster on all the nadi of the body. Rama slightly opened his eyes and beheld Vasistha in front of him. Rama said to Vasistha, There is nothing I should do or should not do. However, your words should always be honored. Saying so, Rama placed his head at the sage's feet and then proclaimed, Listen, all of you. There is nothing superior to self-knowledge, nothing superior to the Guru. All the assembled sages and celestial showered flowers on Rama and blessed him. They departed from the assembly. Thus have I told you the story of Rama, O Bharadvaj. By practice of this yoga, attain supreme bliss. He who constantly listens to this dialogue between Rama and Vasistha is liberated, whatever be the circumstances of his life, and he attains knowledge of Brahman.
Nothing to explain on this page. Just the last line. He who constantly listens to this dialogue between Rama and Vasistha is liberated. So what am I going to tell you? To get this big fat book and read it. Yeah, this needs to be done constantly, again and again. There are about 65 pages from page 660 to 725 in this book that are not covered in your small book at all. It's just not there.
So where this book ends, there's still this
There's
goes
still
continues.
65 pages more.
Aren't there some short question answers that every time he's still asking?
One-liners,
Yeah,
one-liners.
one-liners. And he says,
Yeah.
no.
Yes, yeah. So there's more that happens towards the end, which is not there in your short book.
About 10 years ago, Mohit had not started yet on this path. And he came to me with that book one day, a big one. He said, somebody told me that if you read this, there's nothing else left. And he knew nothing about any of this at the time. I still have the book, and I read a few pages, and I was totally lost. And it's still sitting in my side cover. I have that book, given by Mohit 10 years.
Now you can easily read it because you've done the short version of it. Yeah? Reading is not reading like a novel, but really learning from it. So that completes Yoga Vasistha. Your 4-year journey has come to an end. Great job. Any questions?
This is not related to Yoga Vasistha, but is concentration, when you're listening with full concentration or doing some work with full concentration, is it doing from business? Even if you're unaware,
Just check who is doing. If you are concentrating on some work, eyes are reading or looking at that, focusing completely. There is the mind which through those eyes is focusing on that, yeah? Which is completely one-pointed, but there is something aware of this entire phenomena happening. Something is aware of the mind focusing on that, eyes looking at that. That is the isness. Become aware of awareness. Yeah, you're looking at me right now. Yeah. Look at the one looking through those eyes. Just become aware of the one looking through those eyes. You cannot turn back and look at him. Do you see that? But are you aware that there is somebody aware? And you cannot really look back at that awareness. There's no more back. That is the isness. Re-establish there again and again and again. Empty the mind of thoughts. They're not important right now. No sounds, nothing. Just be. Can you just be? This is the isness. It's so simple. Devoid of thought, devoid of mind, devoid of feeling. The sky, the vast infinite sky. The nothingness. Again and again, become aware of awareness. That is the starting point. That is the glimpse of Turyavastha. When you start having the glimpse, this Turyavastha becomes bigger and bigger, more powerful. You start establishing there. Can only come with practice, not without practice. And it cannot be attained by the mind. Have you understood this by now? Supremely clear. है ना? Beyond the intellect. Only when you drop the mind, drop the intellect, and just be. If I told you this right in the beginning, would you get it?
But it's like you're not dropping anything.
You're just letting it be.
Yeah.
And you're just taking that step back.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It drops away actually. Super. सार्थक हो गया मेरे लिए करना. दो लोग को भी समझ आ गया, सार्थक हो गया मेरा काम. Any questions online? All enlightened? Or all asleep?
No questions. It's just been a great journey. Of course, there's still some way to go to be established in the isness, but you're right. We wouldn't have gotten this. Like, we've touched the concept so many times, since we started this journey with you, but the ability to just step back and witness the witness, or, just be aware of the awareness, is something that we wouldn't have. I speak for myself. May not have been so easy for me up front.
Yeah.
So.
Is it easy now?
Yes, the meditation we did that day was that easy, and with the isness, with that awareness, you can see so many things change. The restlessness of the mind, the movement of the body, it completely changes. It becomes more still. So you can see how the body and the mind, how they interact with each other when the mind comes active, and how there's so much stillness when that drops or you take that step back.
Perfect. Anybody else wants to share something?
Being established in isness, I feel like you'll be so established in that being that then automatically, right, nothing matters, right, nothing affects.
Perfect. Bullseye, Garner. You hit it. You hit it. The moment you are in the isness, there's automatic dispassion. Automatic dependency drops. You become supportless. You want to stay that way. There is no more effort to remove the elephant from the room. He's gone.
Because we're doing it in the beginning and then it'll happen on its own.
So even in Turiya, right now it's just the taste of Turiya. That's it. It's just the taste of isness. Yeah? Now getting established is what takes that effort of remaining there. The mind is going to pull you back. Again, staying there. Again, it's going to pull you back. That's staying there. That establishment has to happen. This is where the 8 type of samadhis come in. And that's what we will learn now, going forward.
Yeah, all along I used to ask you, right, how? Right? It was always like, how? But knowing this, now it's, I don't want to find out anything in the book. Or there is, if I'm not doing it, it's by choice. There is nothing that I need to know, or nobody should be telling me. It's complete responsibility is mine.
You've reached the ultimate. You know now there is nothing more to go out to. Now it's all here. Once you've tasted it, you yourself know. Techniques drop away, things drop away, external, all supports drop away. You don't have to drop them. Yeah, it'll happen naturally, and then don't struggle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up that I have to hold on to the highway. No. Now I have to just be established in this. Yeah? Those who are getting it. Those who are not getting it will still continue with the techniques. Yeah, we will get there. We will have one-on-ones and get there. Don't worry. It takes some time for some of us.
So does this explain how, it goes from Kayano, Vednano, Dhammano, Chittano, like it's almost like the first few techniques, if you will, kind of fade away because you get to Chittano and you're observing.
No, now you are beyond these four. Now you are the one who was observing these four.
Observing the Chitta, the thoughts. Yeah.
Not thoughts. Observing the body, observing the sensations in the body, observing the mind, and observing the
observer.
No, observing the mental contents. Who was observing all this? Now you are there. Now there is no point in going here. Now you stay here. But if it's still not very clear, then you continue this. Because this is what is sharpening your awareness. The moment this awareness becomes so sharp, it becomes bigger. The power increases. The power increases so much that you become aware of awareness. And now these can be dropped because you've reached where you needed to get. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Again. For those who have still not got there, you will still hang on to your techniques. Those who have got there, no point. Techniques will drop off. Don't try to keep hanging on to them. You just be in the isness now. Clear? Millie, is it clear?
Yes, absolutely.
It'll open up more as we go. Anybody else has any question? Any sharing?
Just a comment. So I've been beaming with joy after this session. It's like this is just unimaginable. Like just that validation of how far we got and just what's out in our reach. It's just amazing that feeling.
She's come a long way. Your twin is also sitting in the room.
Yes.
And there's so many times, there was a time, I've missed so many sessions, let me go. And they're like, no, we'll wait for you. It's like, okay. like so much persistence on your part that helped me come here.
Anybody else has anything to share? Or we'll wrap up now. The 4-year journey comes to an end. Yeah. For many of us, we have attained something super precious. Don't let it go. Yes. It's something that is more valuable than billions of dollars and more valuable than being famous on all continents of the world. You've got something so big. Yeah? Now go deep into this silence. Become one with it. Yeah? Now the personal journey starts. Remember I told you there'll be a point till where I can take you. And now the personal diving in starts. Because now when you are in the isness, you are in the void, you are by yourself. Yes? Because now the I also has to drop. Even the I cannot go there with you. Are you seeing this? Yeah? Now even that I has to drop. That I cannot go with you. Now just that void, that isness. And just be with it. Just be with it. Just be with it. And what starts dropping off naturally, let it drop off. This samsara is bound to drop off now. Now stop holding on. It's okay. It's okay. And if you need me, I'm a phone call away. The hardest part of the journey is over. Now it's very easy. Getting here is the hardest part. Getting here is the longest path. Now, most of the battle is won. It's just putting on the medals now, dressing up for the victory. You're already there. So, it's really big. Cherish this. So, congratulations again. And I will see you again in the next session. Buddha session. Buddha will take us deeper now. Are you getting it? So those who are coming for the Buddha session, we will be now getting established in the isness. We will drop the techniques that got us to the isness. Yes? So now we will go deeper into the isness. That is why 9 days are required. I cannot teach you 8 types of samadhi in a weekend. It's not possible. It's going to be individual. So some people might reach the first, some people might reach all 8. It's not a competition. And that is why it will not be done in a group. It is going to be one-on-one so that you don't get into this competitive mind. You just have to be in the isness now. Okay? And we'll go deeper into that. So those who have not registered for Buddha yet, see that you register quickly. And we'll dive deeper and deeper. Okay? I'll see you soon. Jai Gurudev.
Jai.